Hi everyone, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Joe, and welcome back. Today we're going to we'll continue discussing Tesla's Investor Day spreadsheet. Been quite a long time coming, but we're at a section now that I find quite interesting, or shall I say, I did find quite interesting when they mentioned it, and I had no idea how involved Tesla gets. And this is about their supply chain. But first, just to give you guys an idea of how far behind we are. Um, This is now the Tuesday after Easter weekend, and this video will probably come out next week. And there's a lot that happened over this weekend. So if we want to quickly discuss some of that, such as the new factory in China, and be
Yes,
producing more Megapack,
yep,
awesome
which
stuff.
is good.
Tesla's actually released the Master Plan Part 3 white paper. I don't understand why it's called a white paper, but yeah. The proper paper, so I want to be running through that as well in one episode. Maybe we find some more details of some of the things that we were curious on. That'd be good. What else happened? Oh yeah, we might get the Starship launch soon. Might have it by the time
That
this video goes live.
that is fairly interesting.
That is very, very interesting. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share a screen. Now, as you guys can see, background is different. That's because I'm working away, so I'm in an Airbnb. Hopefully the lighting is not too bad. Sound
No, it's not bad.
quality
I've seen worse.
Sound quality is definitely worse. I know that. But yeah, not much I can do about that. Alright, let's go ahead and share the screen. There we go. Supply chain. Right.
Lots going on there.
Tesla supply chain. And this is probably common with all manufacturers that they have this many parts or even more parts, seeing as Tesla has less parts than most other vehicles. But yeah, in the S and X, 21,000 tier 2 parts, and that's only tier 2. Then you have tier 3 all the way to tier 8. That is just an astounding amount of parts that goes into a vehicle.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely ridiculous, and that's with them reducing it.
Yes, massively reducing it. You can see as they've gone to the 3 and the Y, they've managed to reduce it by 2,000 parts per vehicle, which seems like a massive reduction just by the quantity, but percentage-wise, it's still not that big.
No,
It's
not
just,
really.
yeah. And then in energy, they got 7,000 different components. I can imagine how a Tesla charger and the wall, all those things have so many different components in them that, yeah, that makes sense. You have all these little electronics and stuff in there that needs to make the whole thing work.
That's a fair bit of equipment you need to make everything communicate like it should.
Yes. Okay, so I don't really know what else to say about this. Like, I don't think we're gonna have a lot to say about this.
No, not really, apart from I want a battery pack. A
Yeah,
big one. Dropped in my back garden and buried.
you got 2.5 million.
Not yet, I'm working on it.
That battery pack's enough to run your neighborhood.
That's fine,
You
I can
don't,
do that.
you, what you need, let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah. You probably have done it a little bit differently. What you need is like one cupboard. So not just a
Yeah.
power wall. You need the effective of one cupboard like that would be effective about, I would say, 8 power walls.
Yeah,
I
one of
mean,
them would do, I would imagine.
three of them runs a fairly large size home. If you could have one cupboard, you'd be sorted. Be able to run your house and the neighbors
Yeah, I'll be more than
on
happy with that.
on all four sides.
Yeah, we're still
Okay.
a fair bit away from that, but it will come.
Yes. Okay. The most powerful in-vehicle computer. Yeah. There's absolutely no doubt about it. You basically have the equivalent of a PlayStation 5 on one of these chips.
That is insane what's going on there. There's almost nothing left of the board.
Say again?
There's almost nothing left of the board. It's
Yeah.
just been soldered everywhere.
Mm. Yeah, as you say, there's a lot going on that board.
It's
But
mad.
yeah, the amount of power that's in there, there's more power in one of these chips than there's in the laptop that I'm recording this video on. And this is a fairly beefy laptop.
Well, it's running a car, so you'd imagine it would need quite a bit.
Well, it's running full self-driving. That requires a lot.
Yes.
And this is the housing for it with all the cooling and stuff. Yeah, that is cool. 7,000 components in that chip. My gosh.
1.4 milliseconds between each component assembled. Wow.
Yeah, that is very, very quick. How quick they make
That
the,
is
the
flipping
boards.
seriously quick. Reduction in labor, 95%. Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. And remember, this board replaces a lot of those other blue chips that we saw in other videos. That control
Yes.
all the little different things in a vehicle. This board can handle all of it. This is a beast of a machine.
Right. It's just amazing what they're busy doing.
Yeah. All right. Now we're talking about logistical complexity. There's some serious crazy numbers at the bottom there. 16 million pallets and racks received in 2022. Damn.
That's a hell of a
Six-
lot.
16 million. I mean, you and me have both been inside Amazon warehouses. We can't
Yep.
really divulge a lot because of NDAs, but you see how much stuff goes in and out there. And an average truck has 32 pallets. So to have
Yes.
16 million pallets over the course of a year, it's just absolutely insane. That means they're handling 43,000 pallets a day.
Yep. Almost 44,000 pallets a day, actually.
Yeah, it is 1,369 trucks if they are fully loaded
A day.
every single day.
Is that would split across all the
Yes,
warehouses, wouldn't it? Yes.
that's just spread across the globe, all this stuff. But that is a crap load of trucks. And Tesla hasn't built enough electric semis yet, so imagine just the pollution that they can cut out on their own side once they've got all their fleet transitioned over to the semi. And that will make your electric car return on, the pollution that's generated to make it a lot less. And
Yeah, it will be
therefore,
reduced again.
your CO2 footprint would become a lot less. And Tesla will be the first ones to have a fully electrified semi fleet.
I wonder what the what's the best way to put this now? The contract that they have with the people that they're building semis for.
Well, we
Because
know
obviously
Pepsi's
they don't have to fill that order before they can carry on building ones for themselves, I would
not
imagine.
necessarily, no, because they're now basically in a beta phase of the semi. So they were in an alpha phase where Pepsi helped them test out and all that. Now they're in a beta phase where they're producing for limited companies and including themselves. You still have to test yourself in a beta. So once they get
Ah,
the what's his name Nevada factory built out, then we'll start getting it them properly fulfilling orders. So at the Nevada facility where they now starting to build out the production for semi, they're planning on 50,000 semis per year. Bear in mind, Pepsi only has an order for 100.
right, okay.
So let's say they managed to finish the build out of the Nevada factory in, let's call it 2 years, because it is the existing site, so it makes it harder to expand it. Then they ramp up another 2 years. So in 4 years' time, Tesla could be at 50,000 a year. And that is a pretty insane number, 50,000 a year. And we just said Tesla needs 100 and what was it, 113,000 over the year.
Yeah,
So if Tesla sponged off, let's say, 10,000 of that production each year for themselves and sold the rest, I mean, if let's say you're talking 10,000, that's 20%. That's basically the potential profit margin. I think they might have a higher profit margin than that on the same line. But
I
let's
think
say
they will do, definitely.
yeah, okay, so they still make a profit on semi, and they can use their profits to invest in themselves to make their own logistics better, cheaper, and everything. So your return on investment is massive, and yeah, it allows them to transition away from ice trucks. But yeah, there's the key number, 685 global service locations. Now, bear in mind, you're not going to be sending big semis to each global service location because some of them are just like, your service centers where you might only need one pallet worth of parts a day. You're not going to be sending a semi truck there every day. You can send a
No.
small little vehicle. So yeah, it's a lot of logistics. My gosh. Oh,
It's going to be
you go.
interesting to see what they can accomplish once this is fully ramped.
Dude, it's insane. Supply chain hell. But is this talking about, yeah, this is during the COVID crisis and the chip shortage. And as we all know, Tesla was the only company who managed to get past it and still continued to grow. And that just shows you how much better they are at being on top of all the issues instead of just saying, oh, it's out of our hands, we can't do it.
That's because vertically integrated, they keep everything in-house. So they do actually have a say of what's going on. They're not relying on third parties
Yeah,
to bring the equipment that they need.
well, they do. I mean, as I said, there's 20,000 parts per vehicle, give or take, from second-tier suppliers. But Tesla gets heavily involved with their second, third, and fourth and fifth-tier suppliers. They are
That's
out
it,
there
yes.
helping them, and that was what was so mind-boggling for me. That they're not just sitting there waiting for the parts to come in, and if they don't come in, they're like, oh, okay, well, guess we'll just stop the production line. No, they actually in there with their suppliers and helping them ramp, helping them get to scale. That that level of involvement, it's amazing. It's like they think of everything.
Oh,
You
that's what
know,
you need if you want to actually make money. That's why everybody else is losing money.
exactly. That's why everyone else still to today blame chip shortages. Just for stuff that they can't make or whatever. It's madness. That's why, what was it, middle last year, end of last year, where Tesla said that they now have enough batteries for all foreseeable production. And look, they started ramping Semi, they started ramping Megapack because they've managed to secure everything they need that they can see for a foreseeable future. No other
That's it.
company has been able to do that.
No, it's
Just,
because they just take a back seat and
yeah,
they expect everything to fall on their laps.
yeah,
Oh, okay, we'll deal with it when we get to that point.
yeah.
That's not
No,
really any way to run a business.
they go to the supplier and say, okay, we want X amount of gigawatts of batteries per year, and just leave it to them. Their problem now. And if they can't supply it, then they just sit there and doing nothing. Because Tesla gets in there and helps them and even starts producing their own. Sorry, I went ahead a bit fast. We haven't even discussed this. But yeah, basically
No,
just scaling against the odds. Year was COVID. When COVID, this is where we was this COVID? No, where was COVID? Was it 21?
no,
When
I
was
think you're
COVID?
right. 2020 was COVID, wasn't it?
I thought, geez, it seems too long ago, doesn't it? No, it was
Um,
2020.
I'm sure it was 2020.
Anyway, it would make sense if that was it, because there's the only time where there was a little dip. And I remember being at home for what, 7 weeks, because no one wanted you to work. Like,
Yeah,
bugger off.
29th of Jan 2020, they locked us
Yeah,
down.
okay. So, Tesla semiconductor industry can support our growth. The Tesla with FSD hardware uses more semiconductors than an ICE vehicle. Yeah, no, no S. Um, what's that? About 4 times as much compared to a regular ICE vehicle? Seems like it should be more. But anyway, so
Um, yeah.
silicon wafers used, 12-inch equivalent. So to produce 1.8 million vehicles in 2023, they reckon they need zero point 0.7 million silicon wafers. Now, 12 inches, big, and then cut it into its all thousands of sections.
Yes.
Global wafer capacity is 135 million. Okay, so Tesla's share is 0.5% of the semi of the silicon capacity, and they plan to grow to 20 million cars It will require 8 million wafers, and they estimate the global capacity at the time will be 200 million, which means they will be less than 5%. The less than 5% of this wafers, and they intend on having a 1/4% of the global car market. So if the total car market is then, 80 million vehicles, and they use roughly the same amount of chips as Tesla, you're looking at under 20% of the global market. So 8 times 4 is 32 million,
32, yeah.
and the global supply is going to climb by more than that. Global supply is going to climb by 65 million, estimated.
That's almost
But
double. Well, it is double.
it, yeah, it's double than what the car industry will use. So I don't really see it as a problem. I don't think that's a problem. I think that's, yeah,
Uh,
as Tesla says, the industry can support the growth.
yeah, no, they're not concerned.
No,
Before the heat pump.
before the heat pump, legacy Model S and X had two massive fans at the front and a radiator, and it all looks weird. I have no idea what to say about this slide.
No, not a clue.
I
I'm lost.
think I think in the
Well,
next slide it's going to be massively reduced because this is legacy Model S and X and legacy Model 3. And then they're going to install the heat pump and it's going to go down to basically one thing almost. Just look at that. I'm guessing that's a water reservoir. That looks like a pump. No idea. Pipes, loads of pipes, fans, radiators. This is this a radiator? It looks weird. Why
I
does it
think
look
it's a
like it's
radiator. It's just huge.
why is it flat on the bottom? Weird. Like it's like
Not a clue.
skimming air
And what's
that's
that thing
coming
at
off
the
the.
back? What's that thing at the back? Looks like a radiator.
My gosh, I have no idea what that is. It does look almost like a radiator, doesn't it? That's weird. I'm guessing this is the fluid tank. There's a pump, loads of pipes. It's crazy. That looks like another motor, so which means it could be a pump. Okay, next slide. Let's see what they've done. Oh my gosh. All of that has gone down to one unit.
That's
And,
insane.
and that one unit breaks up into this. My gosh, what? Yeah, this is
Just
what's,
shows you what can be done when people want to do something.
yes, and this is why Sandy Monroe went ballistic when he saw this. He absolutely loved it. Just crazy. And
Well,
then he com
you can see why. They've basically just gone and made every legacy automotive company out there make look like a bunch of amateurs.
exactly. And Sandy Monroe pointed that out when he put Tesla's cooling system on a table next to the Mach E system. And it's just like, wow, worlds and worlds apart.
Yeah, no, it's a huge difference.
Hmm. Evolution of the heat pump line, where we started. They did it all manually. My gosh, imagine that. Then they went semi-automated, then they simulated it, and then they fully automated the heat pump. And I think on the next slide they say how much of it is automated, or how much the reduction is. There we go. 99% reduction in labor. And look at the quality stat. 99.995% of all heat pumps received. So Tesla's not making the heat pumps, but they helped the suppliers automate it, helped the suppliers build it out. And they build it for
Yeah,
Tesla, and Tesla receives it.
it takes them 7 seconds to
99.995%.
make one.
Yeah, that is crazy. Well, obviously they'll have multiple lines and stuff pumping them out. It probably takes longer than that, but each factory produces a heat pump every 7 seconds.
Every second, 7 seconds. That is
Yes.
crazy. It takes me longer to get off my sofa.
Yeah, basically. Oh, that is brilliant. That is so good. But the quality rating that means you're throwing away one out of every, no, five out of every 100,000 heat pumps because they haven't matched the quality. Five out of every 100,000 heat pumps. That is not bad.
That's
That's a
that's not a bad average,
that's a seriously low wastage.
which is
Efficiency
exactly
from
what they need to accomplish, because wastage
exactly.
is what's causing most of the problems.
Yeah, I mean, look at our industry, for instance. Whenever we install cable, we look at the average of what, 10% waste?
Yeah, easily.
Easily. So, efficiency, automation, and cost. Fewer parts, fewer components. Do more with less, and deep involvement of suppliers. Is this deep involvement of suppliers? That's just, I was impressed. I was really impressed with this. Honestly, I cannot state how impressed I was with how deep Tesla does go with helping their suppliers in order to help Tesla back. Like your return on investment is absolutely there because look how Tesla's able to grow compared to the rest. It's amazing.
It
If
is,
you
but
look
again, it just shows you what can be done when you're actually willing to get your hands dirty and not just going to sit there waiting for somebody else to do something.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, don't wait on others, do it yourself. I think this might be the end. Yes, it is the end. So next time we'll cover manufacturing.
And then we're done.
No, no, we're at page 119 out of 169. Then we're done with this section of the slideshow.
Oh, yeah, that's true as well.
Okay, so now it's back to our ugly mugs.
Apologies for that. It was born this way.
Yeah, yeah, not much we can do about that.
No.
And this giant red dot on my face is because last week when I was working away, I forgot to bring my AG1 with me. And yeah,
Ah,
that combined with Easter weekend, my system balance is shot. So yeah,
yeah, that's not good.
yeah. Okay, you want to call it there? I think
Yeah,
we've
I'm going to
covered.
have to. My
Yeah.
phone's going off like nobody's business.
All right. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.